In survivalist teachings, you need shelter, food, water, and fire. Fire allowed us to survive winters, build our homes, and for thousands of years, fire has been a symbol of progress and resilience. However, that very spark that kept us alive now threatens our survival. The same blazes that heated our homes now threatens them. These once natural burns that worked to clean the land now rage across it, tearing up the earth. Now bigger and faster than ever, they are difficult to extinguish. The same fires once thought to have stayed in the forest are now destroying towns and choking urban lungs with smoke. Do you even know how long it takes a town to burn? Do you know the air quality right now? Do you know how many different wildfires are burning right now? How dangerous wildfire fighting is? My name is Alora, and I didn't know these either, but here are 3 things I've learned while working on a fire base. Number 1, wildfires aren't just in the forests anymore. Wildfires are closer than ever. They're no longer isolated burns in the bush. The impacts are nationally felt, with respiratory infections rising and the air quality worsening. It's become a health risk. Community livelihoods are dying because we as a province don't have the resources to protect everything or the funding to rebuild. Insurance rates are rising to match the amount of devastation, which increases the cost for everyone. Wildfire and its effects are felt by everyone. The second thing I learned this summer is that wildfire doesn't care about your values. Wildfire is a natural process in which a burn goes through a forest and burns up any dead material, allowing new growth, which increases overall forest health and biodiversity. With more structures in Alberta due to increasing population, there is more pressure to protect these structures by preventing this natural process. So eventually, when these dense forests burn, these structures are fuel. Jasper, 1 year ago, on July 22nd, within an hour, 3 fires were reported and they were quickly unstable and dangerous. The winds shifted, and in 4 hours, the fires combined and grew to 3,000 hectares, which is around 3,000 football fields. However, the forests were so dry and there hadn't been a burn in years due to the constant tourism posing a safety risk. The forest was dying for a fire. The impacts of the Jasper fires were immense. It affected the economy, with the total damages expected to cost $1.3 billion, upturning lives, leaving people without a home or job, also resulting in a firefighter death as a result of the fire. The fire didn't care about how it was a small town, a popular tourist destination. The fire didn't care. Fort McMurray 2016, the most expensive natural disaster in the history of Canada. Fort Mac was hit with a massive system of fires all at once, and they grew over the first few days, and the situation quickly became critical when the fires cut off the single road in and out of town for the 90,000 evacuees. 2,400 homes and businesses were destroyed, 2,000 firefighters working daily, and helicopters and water bombers circling the blaze constantly, according to the Canadian Disaster Database. The fire slowed the economic activity in the oil sands up north, including the overall oil production, which consequently lowered the GDP for Alberta that year. In total, the fire cost approximately $4 billion, and so much more in the community. Wildfire doesn't care about the financial costs. Take Lytton, for example, a small town in BC. In 2021, the Lytton Creek fire burned through the town and destroyed it, killing 2 people. That fire did not care that it was on a reserve, nor that the town was built on the railway. The third thing I learned is that it's only going to get worse. Wildfires are becoming worse with the heat and dry conditions. Just this morning, 3 wildfires were reported according to the Alberta Wildfire app. Alberta was essentially designed to burn. Large boreal forests and prairies are perfect conditions for a fire to both ignite, but also remain sustained. From data collected from the Canadian Science Pub, within 1923 and 2023, there have been 76,800 fires and more than 18.1 million hectares of land burned, which is 4 times the size of Switzerland. Severe fire seasons with more than 700,000 to 800,000 hectares of land burned have become a reoccurring issue as cited in the Canadian Science Pub, causing people around my age to have lived through 3 of the top worst fire seasons in Alberta's history, with 2023 being the worst on record. The 2023 wildfire season resulted in the evacuation of 3,800 residents from 35 communities in Alberta. The fire seasons are only getting more critical, threatening more people every year. We are fortunate to not have to worry about Calgary. However, we should be worrying about the overall state of Alberta, which is currently burning down around us, and it's only a matter of time before the fires threaten more than just remote towns and communities. So, to answer my questions from earlier, it depends, but a big blaze can tear through a town easily within a few hours. The air quality right now is moderate, but from the Northwest Territory fires. In Canada, it can be upwards of 200 deaths from fires per year, according to the Canadian Disaster Database. There are currently 47 fires burning in Alberta. 3 of them are out of control. Are you ready for the next wildfire season?